Hey guys, what's up? And in this video, I'm going to show you I have challenged myself and I created a news website under 10 minutes. So here you see how did I do that. So let's go and let's create the folder structure and let's start the project. So get over into the git bash or any terminal you are using and just go and npx create npx create next app because I'm going to use next. I like next more than react, of course, for that front end stuff. And here I'm creating the next application and I'm searching for the style component inside the github so that I can use the style component into my next project. So there is the file called babelrc that I have to copy and paste into my next project. First, let's give some time for installing the dependencies of next. So now let's wait and let's give the time for installing the node, installing the dependencies. So I'm copying the document.js file that comes from the static like style component github. So just copied, and yeah, the project has been successfully installed, I mean dependencies, and I'm cd into the project folder. So inside project folder I'm going to open the editor, text editor. I'm opening Visual Studio Code as many developer using it. I do too. And here you can see I installed the style component into the that and I'm creating the .babelrc file here. So inside .babelrc file, I'm going to paste the copied item from the GitHub that the style component is providing. Just copy and paste that over there. And inside pages, I'm going to create the document underscore document.js file because the private file that starts with underscore. So here you can see document.js, and I just paste the copied item that I just previously copied. And here you can see I just hit the npm install, and I'm installing all the dependencies and packages installed in that package.json file. uh, so now let's wait for some time to completely install complete the install dependencies and package into my project folder. So you can see it is completely installed, and I just set the timer, but I haven't used the timer that. So I haven't used the timer, and okay, so now let's close and let's clear up the index.js file here. I'm going to clear up, and I'm just creating the simple div called hello. Inside hello, I'm just creating the text that just says so now let's start timer. So basically I just forget to work with the timer, so I forget to show you guys. But of course this website, you can see the time of the YouTube video. It's obviously so easy. So you can see now the server has been started in port localhost 3000, and I just started the timer. You can see I remember, and I started the timer. And here you can see now let's start the timer running on the internet. Here I'm creating component folder in the main file. Inside component I'm creating the layout.js so that I can wrap all the elements that I'm going to work with inside the children of the app.js. And here I go, I just created the styles. But in this video I'm gonna work with the style component. If you don't know style component, you can check my previous tutorial videos about style component. So here you can see I just created navbar and navbar style file and homepage style.js. And now you can see uh, inside pages I just created news file folder, and inside news folder I just created index.js, and inside navbar I am just importing the style from the style component and exporting the style component that I am calling it nav and returning or nothing. So I'm just exporting the nav inside navbar and foot inside footer that I'm later going to import onto the navbar and footer. So you can see I just get in the footer and I'm importing the foot from the navbar, sorry, not the navbar, foot from style component. So inside navbar I'm also gonna import nav from the style component that I just created the nav. And here you can see, so time left 7 minutes. Okay, so of course, so you can see navbar I just imported from the I just imported a navbar and footer, and inside layout I just set the children, and children I'm going to pass children from the app, and I'm just wrapping this into the react fragment, so that's why it will not give error. So you can see I'm returning the layout from here inside app.js, and inside layout children I'm passing the component as page props. You can see I just remove the react fragment, so that's not needed because I already wrapped with the layout. And now let's start the coding part. Here you can see I'm returning never and footer inside the what index.js, but you don't have to do so. I just mistakenly did because I just already returned that inside my layout component. If you don't have, then you can do that. And here you can see I am wrapping the nav and writing, like I'm typing routing of technology. That's gonna be the title of the title text of the news website. And inside footer too, and inside footer just written something like copyright 2022 issue, like okay. So you can see I just removed the unnecessary import of header and footer. And here we go. Inside nav, I'm styling the background crimson color set to white, main height 10, display flex, align item center, and justify content center, both for navbar and footer, and text align center. That doesn't work. Okay, so let's go and let's fix it out. Let's wrap with the as 3 element. So after as3, here you can see let's wrap with as3 and did text align center and margin auto, and same with the footer because I have to do with footer too. And here you can see I just wrapped with the as3, and I just got some error just because of that. So now style part is completed for navbar, and here we go. Let's start our main. So just I created index.js inside news folder. Here I just created the news component. I'm exporting the get static props so that I have to get the data from the server. So before rendering the JS HTML, I'm going to get this. And if you don't know where this API coming from, I'll later on at the end of video I'll tell you that. So that I just created the variable API and fetch the API. And here you can see I'm returning the props, and that props is going to be the data that we have the property name data and and data. So just grabbing the data variable from that returns, and you can see just created the news and save. And inside browser I just reloaded. Here I have the freaking error. Just I have to avoid the resource. That is the very stupid error, and I again got the error. Very stupid. So you don't have to you don't have to single quote into the API because it's a variable. And now I'm getting the data. You can see status of okay, and I'm getting the articles of array. And then here I'm if here inside the JSX for each array, so each item of the array I'm mapping with the argument passing the item and index. And here we go, I'm returning, so it's called directly return. And here you can see the news item inside news item. So I'm just adding the details, so it's a simple JSX, so just getting the details and providing it. So I just did this, and you can see, and now the website is looking something like great, but I have to style too, of course. Image are looking so ugly, so I have to style the image. I just go into the style, and I just created the folder called news.style.js, so that I am going to use this in news div and inside the news component. So just created news div, and I'm going to create that from style component, so that is style.div. And here I'm going to import the news div. Here you can see. So I just finished this, so the timer has just finished, but I haven't finished the project yet. But 2 minutes later on I'll finish this. So of course some error. So I just imported the news div. Here you can see inside news div I'm going to add some css. So the css part is some time consuming. So I'm wrapping the image div inside the image div, so let's call it image div instead of calling image that same name. So now you can see, uh, let's set the width and height and of the image div. So that's basically is image div. I just wrote image. So I just set the width of 100%, and so just checking if there is any error or not. So you can see the news website, but I have to style a bit more for the pictures, image, containers, and centering like stuffs. So you can see I just style some bit cooler, and I just set to with 100% and remove the height of that specific static value from the image div, and it is looking so great. This is the website that I just created in 10 minutes. Yeah, of course, just in 10 minutes, because something like styling that part comes, that's some time consuming, and of course that display flex, align item center, and justify content center, so that it looks uh, cool than this. And you can see I just created the news website under 10 minutes, and here I will show you how I just get the API from. And you will get the API from the Google. Just search for here you can see that API. You need to Google this like news API for free. So basically I'm using Next.js in this project. If you don't know what is Next.js, how you can use it, it's basically 90% of React and 10% of Next.js. So guys, thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you love the video, please don't forget to hit the sub button. And yeah, catch you up guys in next video. So till then, thank you and stay tuned for more.